Hello and welcome to Motivational Moments with Donna Hilfiger on Fox 5 Plus. I am your host, Donna Hilfiger. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I've had a lot of people write in about a bunch of different things, but I really wanted to address this one. Whose dream are you living? And seriously, think about that one. Because I'll work with people, grown adults, that they've gone to school for 4 years, college debt, that they've worked in this industry for so many years and they're so unhappy. And when we trace it back to what the core problem is, it's that they're living daddy's dream. They're living granddaddy's dream. They're living somebody else's dream. They didn't know any better. Nor did their parents. Their parents weren't doing this to them. They thought they were doing it for them. And as a parent of 5, I know we want, better for our kids than what we had. And a lot of parents do that. But it's whose dream are we really living? Take a look. I don't care what your age is right now. And if you've got children, think about this for your kids. Ask them, talk to them. What are your dreams? What excites you? What would you like to be when you grow up? And if you're a grown adult, what did you dream about when you were in school? What were your hopes and dreams that you wanted to be? And write it down. Look at it on paper. When we're physically looking at something, it speaks to us differently than if we're thinking about it up here. Because if we're thinking about it up here, it becomes a story. And if we're looking at it down here, it can be a brand new story and you can rewrite this story. So write it down. What was it that I always, I wanted to be Superman. I wanted to be a princess. I had one of my kids tell me, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is when she was little. And she said, Mommy, I want to be a princess. I said, well, then you need to marry a prince so he can take care of you. But no, seriously. But why did you want to do this? Or what were your interests? What were your hobbies? What feeds your soul? And I've worked with a lot of people that once they get it down on paper and they look at it and they go, you know what? I really enjoyed doing that. And I haven't done this in years. Once they pick this old hobby back up, guess what happens? Their life starts changing because what they're putting out to the world is changing and new opportunities come in for them that brings them new opportunities for jobs that give them the same feeling that does. I hope that makes sense to you. And to take it even a step further, I'm talking about kids and parenting. I've had a lot of people write in and they said their kids were, they were doing so well in sports and I wanted them to continue. I've worked with children that they resented the daylights out of the parents for pushing them too hard. Because what were the parents doing? The parents were living their lives through their kids. I've seen it on the soccer fields. I've seen it, on other, sporting fields, having so many kids in so many different sports. Swim team. I've seen it. The parents were, over invested in what the children were doing because they were living their life through that kid. So the reason I'm bringing this to your attention, because if you're a parent, you do want to take a check at it because you don't want your kid to turn away from something that they love and enjoy because we're pushing them too hard. And I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of pushing my kids because I see in them what they can't see. I see in so many people what they don't see in themselves. But one thing I have learned, you cannot help people that aren't ready to be helped. You can see the best in people, but you can't fix the brokenness unless and until they're ready. And especially same with your children. So, as much as we want to fix it for them, a lot of these lessons that we're trying to fix for other people are just that. They're their lessons and their karma or their whatever it is that they're trying to learn. And once they figure it out for themselves, it's going to catapult them to the next level in their life. And if somebody's doing it for them and always doing it for them, you're just enabling them. If you're always bailing out this person and that person, you're enabling them. And when we enable people, it's not serving them, nor is it serving us. Because then we get frustrated and go, wait a minute, I just did all this for you, and you're recreated this situation all over again. And that's because they weren't ready for the healing in their life. So I hope you get a good takeaway from that. And take a look at, whose dream am I living? Am I living my dream? If you are, wonderful. If you're not, take a look at what were my dreams. And like I said, write them down. Writing things down. I have a lot of clients that think, I hate writing things down. then good, get out of your comfort zone. Do the things that we don't like to do that makes us feel uncomfortable, because once we get out of our comfort zone and start doing things differently, that's when the magic happens. That's when then the change happens that we've been wanting. So today, look at what can I do differently? How can I get out of my comfort zone a little bit? Because guess what? Success, I have found for so many people, is like one step out of their comfort zone. And once they get out of that comfort zone, they see a whole new world that they didn't even know existed, because they're not thinking inside the box like they've always been thinking. And we all get caught up in it. Life happens to everybody, but what we do about it and the choices that we make and the action steps that we take, that's where the change is going to come. And if it's happening for my clients, it can happen just as easily for you. I hope you get a good takeaway. Continue to write me in. I do love hearing your stories. Donna at DonnaHillFigure.com. Have a fabulous week.